everyone. Welcome to the podcast. My name is Carl Bierock. Joining me today is Seckman football head coach Nick Baer. And Nick, I really appreciate your time today to talk about the Booster Club and just what's going on with the program in general.
No, happy to do it. Anytime we can spread the good word and get communication out there and get everybody on the same page, that's a bonus.
Well, I know some of the parents had the opportunity to meet with you earlier this week in the revamped locker room, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But uh, tell me a little bit about what was going on and what was being said and the messaging around those meetings.
Yeah, I know, our first game, isn't until September. So it seems like a long way away, but there's just so much that has to be done between then and now. And, trying to get, 180 players in the same place at the right time with the right amount of equipment takes a lot of communication. So that's something that's very important to me. And the parent meeting is kind of that blast off from there, and make sure we get all the information out about the summer, what our off-season workouts are going to look like, what dates I need the boys. And, overall, I thought it was a really good night. I thought attendance was up, from previous nights. I know older parents, junior, senior parents, sometimes they've heard the same kind of song and dance. So it was nice to kind of break it up into different classes and actually be a little bit more specific. The senior parent doesn't need to know what the freshman parent needs to know. And I thought it really worked out. And we'll probably do a similar format like that again next year. Well, I might actually combine the sophomore and the junior classes because there's a lot of similarities there. But no, I thought it was a great night to kind of see everybody's faces again. It's been a few months, and get the word out.
Yeah, absolutely. And so my understanding is there's 180 kids in the program and 33 seniors this year, and so that's exciting. And just I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about the progression. A lot of these folks started off in the feeder program and just worked their way through the various levels of high school.
Yeah, no, our Junior Jaguar program has done a fantastic job of supporting the high school program. Us having our own dedicated Little League to our high school has been a huge part of our success and our growing numbers. Usually we'll end up with about 25, 30 kids that have played through our youth program in each grade. And then I'll go dig another 15, 20 out of the lunchroom, see who's got the most food on their plate and try to get them to play football. And it's been really good. It's not like this everywhere else, and it hasn't always been that way here. My first year in 2019, I think I had maybe 75 guys on the team. We actually canceled our JV season that year. And that was only 5 years ago. And it's pretty wild to think now that we'll probably have, at least 80 guys shuffle through our JV. So, we have a good problem here that a lot of schools don't have. So,
Yeah, because when you think about it, that's almost 20% of the entire school population is involved with football, and that's a good thing, isn't it?
yeah, there's a lot of buzz. We've had a lot of success. It gets kids excited. We use the weight room. It's kind of that piece too that helps the boys stay attached. I have them in my classes, so we're constantly talking and doing things football related in the weight room, and it's a really good problem. Like I said, something that a lot of schools don't have right now, and you know, like I said, I've been here long enough to know. I've coached even when I coached JV football. You'd have 11 guys on the field, and I'd turn around and there'd be 5 guys behind me on the sideline. So it's just come a really long way, and it's fun to see, and it's fun to watch football kind of grow in this community that I grew up in. So.
No, that's great. And one of the things that you talked about in that meeting and even during the off season in your updates is the importance of the Booster Club. And what we're looking at now is a picture of the revamped locker room. Just wondering if you could tell us a little bit about what happened during the off season and some of the improvements that you made and what it means to the boys and to the program.
Yeah, we're really trying to provide, a high level football experience to our players, on and off the field, doing the best we can to give them nice things. I always think, if players see the work that it takes to have nice things and they learn how to take care of nice things, as they get older, they'll want to have nice things. So it's really about, elevating the program in our community for the boys, and then also providing that high quality experience. This year we did the locker room, um, 55 brand new lockers and stools, completely repainted repainted all the walls, the ceilings, completely redid the floors. We put rubber down and just made it a place our guys could be proud of. It honestly, it looked like a high school player's dirty closet there for the first 25 years, and now there isn't a piece of clothing on the floor. You can walk in, and it's something to be proud of for our boys, and I'm really excited about the opportunities. Are the opportunity to meet in there, kind of have a meeting room and a good film room before practice, after practice. It's going to provide a lot of opportunities for us that we did not have.
Yeah,
I would
and
like to thank a lot of the free labor from my mom and dad. 60, 70-year-old people up on their hands and knees on the top of ladders. Um, Pretty much it was us three and my brother that kind of put any sort of manual labor into it. So, really appreciate that. And if you've spent any time around my program, I'm sure my mom has come up and talked to you at some point. So, thank you for them for that.
it's always good to have the support of a family. And I know
Mm-hmm.
that's something that you liken this program to, is family. And one of the things that really stood out when I was in the locker room for the meetings, and you could see it there in the picture above the lockers, is the team photos.
Mm-hmm.
And comparatively, we're a newer program, but what are you trying to build by like showing some of those team photos or historical, or some of the folks that had success and were recognized either in the conference level or moved on to play football on Saturdays?
Yeah, I went to Seckman High School. I grew up in this community. My freshman year was way back in 2003. So I've kind of been connected to this team, this program, this community for over 20 years now. And it's very important for me to show the boys that they're a part of something bigger than themselves. And that's kind of what putting the pictures up there shows, is like, hey, these are the people that have played Seckman football before you. Some of them may not have had as much success, but it doesn't mean they didn't work as hard. It doesn't mean they didn't care as much, because they did, because I know all those people. I know all those guys. I think it's cool. A lot of kids, a lot of players, before they leave, they want to be remembered for something. So having the ability to get your picture up on the wall, or we have our championship wall with our 3 conference championships, our big team photos there, or even better, we have our all state wall, with our 5 guys that have made all state. Those, what it does is it gives guys something to shoot for, goals to achieve, and you know want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. And I think that's really kind of what's helped us build this community aspect. So,
Now, it's been an amazing transformation in just the last 5, 6 years. Just the success of the program, and no doubt through the hard work of obviously the boys, the players, but you and your staff have really provided consistency and really helping them move along. And again, we're 5 months away from kickoff. Everyone's excited, but there's a lot of work that goes on in the off season, and the argument, I guess, could be made that the season really never ends.
no, not around here. For me, it definitely doesn't. I'm seeing the boys every day. We're work. I see every rep of every set on the squat, the bench, and who's having a good day, who's having a bad day, who put together a good week, who's recovering from an injury, things like that. And it really never stops. And for me, it's the constant grind of, trying to get our guys to come to school and focus on the grades. And then, hey, the hour and a half I see you every other day, we're going to put some work together in the weight room. And, I would say we've done a really good job of that. We've been very consistent team wide. And, I'm pretty happy with our progress to this point. We have one more week on our lifting program, and then the following week we'll test some PRs and max out on the squat, bench, and clean, so the boys can really see the progress they have made. And as we've been kind of getting closer to that, guys are starting to see it. So I'm excited to do it, and kind of see where we stack up with previous year's teams. I know a lot of questions going into last season about what we're going to be able to do, how we're going to do this, replace that guy. Well, last year's team was actually the strongest weight room team I've ever coached. So, I'm hoping this team can get there too.
Excellent. And there's a lot of work that's done by you and your staff, just getting equipment squared away, the helmets reconditioned and back and put back together. There's a lot of work that you guys are doing as well, correct?
Yeah, equipment is pretty much my number one kind of focus. I mean, obviously, other than getting the boys ready, but equipment is really like my number one duty that I have to make sure is ready to roll. July 10th when we hand out the equipment, especially with the numbers that we have. Do we have enough equipment? Do I have it in the budget? Are they high quality enough? Are they ready? Keeping my room organized. I did have to purchase a few more some more practice gear, um, practice jerseys, practice pants. We've been running a little light on, and a few more equipment bags. You'll see those when they come home. But yeah, that's a huge part of it, and I feel pretty good. Just placed our last helmet order yesterday. Those should be in, and we should be good to go.
Excellent, excellent. So, how can the community help you? I know that there's different levels to, if your son is going to be playing or just taking donations for the booster club. What are the things that they could do to really help this program? Because just looking at it at face value, you're providing meals for the boys prior to every game, the equipment, all that adds up. And, you certainly to get, like you're saying, to the next level, you need help.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, first and foremost, anybody in the community, one thing they could do is come out to our games. I will tell you, the boys really feed off of the huge crowds we've been having out here lately. The last couple of years, thousands of people coming and cheering you on. I mean, there's nothing else like it. No sport like it in the world. So, first and foremost, if you've never been out to a game, come on out to a game. Eat you a volley dog, get you a soda, bring your son or daughter, and enjoy a Friday night. Uh, we are a football program, with 180 plus kids, and costs money to do that. The school, I know our tax dollars, the school covers, a lot of our equipment fees and things like that, and refs and things like that. But anything extra we provide to the boys, like you said, pregame meals, really anything extra that we have, that comes through the money that's raised. And we definitely have a few different opportunities for people in the community to help support us. Through our booster club, we have our donation structure, where we provide, different things at different levels, depending on how much you're willing to donate. Coming July, we'll do our Snap Race fundraiser, where people are able to kind of click the link, send it out, and donate to us that way. But, on top of monetarily, if anybody wants to come out and volunteer, we're always looking for help. I know I'm going to be looking for somebody to help fly our drone this year during Friday night games. I really don't want to give that over to a freshman 14-year-old to fly over the football field during games. So that will need to be done by an adult. So anybody interested in that, that's definitely, there's a bunch of little things that that have to happen behind the scenes before our guys can run out of that tunnel. And, I have no qualms with delegating any of that.
Sure, and there's also some fun ways for people to get involved. Like we
Mhm.
have the junior camp that will be coming up this summer, and then after the blue and gold game, we have the cornhole tournament. So there's ways for people to be involved in the community and help progress the program along.
Yeah, our this will be I believe our fourth year in a row with the youth camp. That's always a fun night, 2 year, 2 night event. We bring the kids out, run them through some drills, teach them some basics. They get to work with the high school players. They get to work with my high school coaches for about an hour and a half on Tuesday and Wednesday night. I mean, I think it's the cheapest show in town right now at $30 and a T-shirt. So
Yeah.
it's a good way for us to raise a little bit of money, but also spread the good word of Seckman football. And whether your son's already a junior Jaguar, whether they're a part of our flag football program or not, or they just want to come out and you want us to watch your kid for a couple nights for an hour, come on out. They'll have a good time. It's really a lot of fun because I run that camp, and there's a lot of kids there. They see me. So then, anytime I'm around town, or if I'm up at Afton, or if I'm go to any elementary schools, kids are like, Coach Baer, there's Coach Baer, and it's usually from the camp. So it's a great way to get your kid out interested in the sport, and we always have a lot of fun. I just hope it's not too hot again this year.
Yeah.
And then, our cornhole tournament, this is something that we're going into, once again, I think our third or fourth year doing, and it's always a lot of fun. 64 team tournament. I believe that we're going to do a $50 entry fee. We have, different raffles and things. We actually feed everybody that shows up. Last year was Steak and Shake. We had our grill master, Blue Bunting. on the griddle last year, slinging some steak and shake burgers. We've done hot dogs in the past, and for me, I really like it because it's that last opportunity, that last real Saturday before the season starts to kind of everybody just get together, have that anticipation before the madness of the season comes. Because once it starts, those 10 weeks go pretty darn fast.
Yeah, be here before you know it. And on the screen, we're looking at a screen capture of our booster page. And so our goal is to make this community interactive. And so for those watching this podcast, if they have a question for the coach, we could do subsequent follow-up podcasts, ask questions. Maybe even, perhaps down the road, cut up some tape and show a play or two, or highlight some of the plays, the big plays from the previous game. So we look forward to engaging not only the coaching staff and perhaps the players, but also the community as well. And so, Coach, wanted to give you the last word. Take us out, and just I'll leave it up to you.
Yeah, send in those questions. I'd love to hear a few of them, and hopefully get a chance to answer some of them as well. Biggest thing for me with parents and really anybody in the community is there's an open door here. I want to make sure everybody knows, communication is a huge part of what I do. So if you ever have any questions or need anything, please reach out. I'm more than happy to answer and talk all things Seckman football. I get paid to do this for a living. I'm pretty lucky. I tell people all the time, some people have to actually work for a living. I get to play football coach. So I love doing what I'm doing and spreading the good word to the people. And, as we go into next season, a lot of excitement, 10 wins last year. What are we going to do this year? And, a lot of young guys coming in ready to step up, a lot of seniors who have been grinding for 3 or 4 years, ready to kind of prove it this year. So I'm excited to see that competition and it all get taken care of on the field.
All right, Coach, thank you so much for your time. And again, we invite the questions and look forward to the next opportunity to talk with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.